Hello, in this video I will introduce you to my new Bosch AdvancedDrill 18. I bought this a few months ago and I'm quite happy with it, and I'll show you a few points of it. So I think it has something like 30 Newton meters of torque, but that's absolutely enough. I already built some stuff with it and it's really powerful. It's for DIY absolutely enough. I got the advanced drill and not the advanced impact, not because it's a little bit cheaper, but because the advanced drill is a little bit shorter and lighter than the advanced impact, and for all there are only two settings on the top. You know, at the advanced impact you have drill screwing and drilling in wood and impact drilling. And if I want to go from screws to drilling, I have always to make sure it sits in the middle, and I think that's annoying. Two stops is much easier to switch because I never use impact with such small devices. I have the Bosch universal hammer for everything, which is holes in the concrete or bricks or something like this, and a proper drilling machine for metal, and that's good enough for wood. Here I don't need an impact for such a small device. So I'm quite happy with it. I own also the UniversalImpact 18. This is the Bosch UniversalImpact 18, and as I mentioned, it has the three settings for screws and drilling and impact, and I always hated it that I have to exactly get to the drill if I want to drill. So I opted for the version without impact on the new one. And the old one also has the wheel for torque for screws, and it has two gears, 1 and 2 two for fast and 1 for slow, and it has fixed the mount for the drills in the front. And to choose the direction, you use this lever here to change direction, and that's an advantage of this one. In the middle position it doesn't do anything, so you have some kind of little bit of a security with this one. So the new one, it doesn't have gears. Or yes, it does have gears, but not like 1 and 2. It's fixed screws on the small speed, and 2 on for drilling is 2 the fast speed. So first and foremost, this one doesn't have a fixed drill socket like this one. I don't know what's the English word, borefutter. Yeah. Instead, it comes with a removable one and with this kind of magnet holder. So the really fixed part is just a holder for a bit. Yeah. You can take a bit and put it in the front. There it is. That's the shortest configuration of this machine. So I think if you look at that, that's really a big difference in length. And if you want to put on the drilling stuff, you have to remove the bit. Then you have here on top a selector for the screwing force, the torque, from minimum up to maximum. And I think in this maximum condition there is no clutch, so it's the full torque. It's comparable to the setting where you would choose the small gear in the old one and choose drilling. So you lock basically the clutch, and that's what happens if you put it to max in this machine. On drilling, obviously there's no clutch anyway. Doesn't matter what's the position you put this one in. Then to change the direction, you have these buttons. These are two separate buttons, left and right, but it doesn't matter which one you're pressing. It will change the direction. Do you see the light? Forward, backward, forward, backward. If you leave it in backward, if you leave it in whatever position, it will turn off after a few minutes. And if you turn it on again, it will be always in forward position. So if you left it in backward position and you come back a few minutes later and turn it on, it will be in forward position. Yeah, and there is no middle position where you can secure it. Yeah. Additionally, very nice, it has a magnet built in, which can hold the bit, or which can hold one or multiple screws. It also shows how much battery you have left, and it has a light which keeps on lighting for a few seconds when you press that. So you have enough time to find the hole or to orientate yourself without the thing in the front turning. So nice. When you put in the bit, and additionally the magnet holder, there is a magnet ring in the front. So the bit is almost disappeared now. And you take a screw, put it in front. Yeah. So now the screw doesn't go anywhere. It holds the screw with the magnet, and you can screw in the screw. And you can push this magnet back and forth. And you can remove it completely. The overall build quality, I'm happy with it. I think it's very much comparable to the old one, maybe even a bit better. Also, this one has also, I think, a nice build quality. Of course, they are not the same like Bosch Blue or Makita or something like this, but I'm not a carpenter. I from time to time I build a little bit and need extra force, so that's perfectly for people like me. I'm absolutely happy with it, and I cannot imagine that I would break it. I don't know. The only thing I'm maybe missing a little bit is some kind of clip here where I could, if I'm working somewhere and I just want to put it down for a short period of time, and it would be easier sometimes if there would be some kind of hook or clip where I could put it on my trouser or something like this. But it's not that bad. What I also like of the design, it's brushless, so there is little danger of overheating, and in the back there are no slits for air. That means I can take my hand and push it, and I don't have to be afraid that I suffocate the engine. The old design had here the slits for air, and always when I put my hand here to put pressure, I always thought, oh, I have to be careful that the engine doesn't overheat, because I take away his air. So yeah, great design, great stuff. I also bought these two things. They can be bought separately, or you can buy them in a package. 90 degree part, which can be mounted in whatever direction on the machine, like this, or upwards, yeah, or something like this. You could, with this setup, you could, on the front there is something where you can put in a bit, like this. You can also mount the magnet and hold your screw, and you could screw in a screw in a very tight place. Yeah, actually let's measure the how high this is. I put it on the ground. It is an overall height below 10 centimeters. Nothing is higher than 10 centimeters. It's more like 9.5 centimeters. Yeah, you can work with it in very tight spaces. Let's measure the length of that stuff too. With a bit sticking out in the front, it has a length of 15 and a half centimeters. Yeah, it has a width of on the top of like 6 centimeters, on the bottom 8 centimeters, and yeah, the overall height of with the battery at max 22 centimeters. So you have an idea. It's really quite compact in comparison to the old design. So if you imagine you put here a holder for a bit and some kind of bit in the front. Okay, now look at this difference. It's almost twice as long. Okay, no, it's not twice as long, but it's much longer. So great. And I also bought this extender piece, and at first glance you may think that's pointless. What is it good for? Well, again, dimensions. I can screw in stuff which is very low to the to some kind of edge. You see that? Yeah. So let's get an idea how close you can get to the floor, like 1 centimeter. The middle of the screw is 1 centimeter from the surface, so you can get very close. The width of this stuff is like 5 centimeters. The height, the overall height is like 4.5, and the length of the whole setup now is 22.5 centimeters. Yeah, that's the Bosch Advanced Drill 18, and I'm quite happy with it. No, I'm very happy with it. Not quite, I am very happy with it. But I have to say something. I bought it from Amazon, and when I got the first unit, that's the second unit, when I got the first unit, I took it out of the package, and I noticed that when I tried it, the setting for screws worked like normal, or like you would expect it, but when I put it to drilling, it didn't sound like that. It sounded like a coffee grinder, like some kind of grinder. It was obvious that something with the gears wasn't right in there. They couldn't really engage correctly. I had to press this button constantly very tight to the other side so that really it could get to second gear. But if I removed it, it jumped back to some kind in-between position where it makes sound like I had made a video of it. Look. It just didn't work. I had to return it. I bought it from Amazon, so it was no problem. 2 days later I had this one, and this is perfect, working just fine. When it comes to force of drilling, I couldn't reach the limits of this machine. I can show you some videos where I drill in huge screws in wood, but the reality is the largest screw I would use on a regular base is this. It's like a 7 centimeter screw, and this device just plays with it. It goes in like nothing, so it can handle much bigger screws, but I don't use them really. So maybe someday I will make a test where I look what's the borders, what's the limits of this machine. But it feels like the limits are far away from what I am doing. So I can absolutely recommend it. It's a great device. I think the Bosch 18 volt system has a lot of interesting devices, and yeah, of course there are other manufacturers which also build very nice stuff, and I'm sure they are great too. I don't want to dismiss them, but I have this and I'm happy with it. So thank you, bye.